Hello everyone, welcome back to Basket Bricks, and today we're going to be taking a look at a really awesome Lego set. I'm going to come right out of the gates and say it. This is my new favorite Lego set. This is the 90th anniversary Galaxy Explorer, and oh my gosh, I love this thing to death. Those of you who might know me know that I love classic space just as much as Star Wars, and this thing just hits the spot. It hits it harder, it pounds the spot harder than I could ever imagine, so let's take a deep dive into this thing. Now the first thing to talk about here is the size of this thing. Like, look at this. It's a pretty big thing considering that also. I'm going to bring this up multiple times here in this video, but for $100, you're getting a really darn good deal, all things considered. This feels very good for $100, and you're getting a really nice looking thing here. They really made the borders very smooth here. So you can see, really, it's just mostly just smoothness. There's a little bit of greebling, a little bit of lights here and there on the border, but overall, very smooth. Now more into the body, the center of this thing, we get a little bit more studs. I really like that Lego gave us a combination of both smooth and studded surfaces, as this gives us a nice combination of both the neoclassic space feel, which is mostly very smooth, very tiled off feeling, and the original classic space sets, which were mostly just studs. So I love that look visually. This thing looks very cool. And a couple of really quick things here to shout out is, first of all, some of these awesome prints on the exterior of this model. There are no stickers in this set. There's not a single one, which is awesome. And for the most part, with the exception of the LL928 brick, the prints here all look amazing. The LL928 is an awesome reference. Of course, I think the white could be a little better, but I'm not really complaining too much about that. And there's some really interesting building techniques in this build. As you can see, the cockpit here is at an angle, which is awesome. Visually, that makes this look a lot less square. And the arrow in the back, the classic arrow, is brick built. I'm not gonna spoil you the technique, but it's a really cool technique, and especially how they got these clips for the canopy to fit in where it does is also a really cool technique. And even with some of these complex techniques, it was a very straightforward build. I did not have any issues. So that's this from the exterior. That is what this model looks like from outside. Let's take a look at the inside and also point out some of the other cool features in this set. Now there are two major features on the exterior of this model to talk about. First of which are these two engines here near the cockpit here. Now what's cool about these engines, not only are they big, not only do they look cool, but guess what? You can take them off and now you have a little flyer, which is awesome. So there, in addition to the spaceship itself, there are two additional flyers included with this set, which is very classic space. Those of you who know classic space, a lot of classic space sets had little flyers hidden inside, so this is an awesome little feature and definitely improves the surprisingly high play value of this set. And additionally, one more thing to talk about on the exterior, there are two little compartments here on the exterior, one of which has a set of black air tanks, the other has these little things. It's up to your imagination what these are. Are they some sort of flashlights, maybe rays, are they blasters? I don't know, it's up to your imagination. Alright, let's take a deep dive into the interior of this model, starting off with this main cockpit here. We have this really cool translucent yellow canopy piece here, and we have a mostly white interior, which contrasts really well with the blue and the yellow. We have some really nice printed elements here, some of which are a throwback to older printed elements from the 80s, and two newer ones. There's one of which resembles asteroids, which is a really fun reference, and another one just kind of a diagram of the ship. This cockpit here can hold 4 minifigures, which is an awesome amount of minifigures. Moving over here to the back of the model, we get even more prints and even more room here to do things with your minifigures. We actually first get 2 beds, which is a really cool addition here. And and you can actually put the minifigures in the beds with their air tanks on, which is cool. Some really nice prints here. You can see especially like the radar print in here, because you can see that there's the little Blacktron logo, which is cool. Overall, a really awesome interior here. But there's one more thing to take a look at here, is when you go into the back here, you can open up the 2 doors. I guess they're not technically doors. You can open up the butt of the ship. You can open up the butt, and I hated that, but you know, I should probably cut that part out, but screw it, I'm not gonna do it. You open up the butt and you get not only 2 clips for some accessories, but also the rover, which has a really nice feature. You raise down the little door at the bottom there, sorry about that, and you pull out the really long black piece there, and it just falls and the rover just shoots right out. It has a lot of momentum coming out, and it's very easy to go ahead, roll the rover back in, you know, put back in the black piece, close the door, and all of a sudden the rover is in. It's super convenient, it's super easy, it's really fun to do, it's very satisfying. And then also worth quickly mentioning the airlock door, which is also included in the interior here. A nice little addition. They didn't need to do that, but they did, and I really appreciate it. Overall, oh my gosh, what a sick model. And I didn't even mention what it looks like from underneath here with these retractable landing gear here. I mean, this thing is so cool. It's hard to really describe how cool it looks here unless you see it in person. And for $100, you know, this is a really awesome deal. So, yeah, I mean, if you ever get an opportunity to have this in person, I definitely take it up. This is really a sight to be seen. Alright, what's a classic space set without the classic space minifigures? We get 5 minifigures total, 4 of which are the traditional minifigures that you get in any old Lego set, and 1 brick-built robot. Now let's really quickly get this robot out of the way. It's a very cool little thing. Of course, it's very simple in today's standards, but I could absolutely see this guy coming out in a classic space set. And I do love the little coffee mugs that he has. That's a really neat addition. And we also have these 4 classic space minifigures. Now these are not original classic space minifigures. This is a newer rendition of the original classic space helmet. For those of you who don't know, I think this is the 4th rendition of the classic space helmet. We had, of course, first we had the thin chin strap, which we had 2 variations of those, one with and one without dimples, I believe, and then we had the thicker chin strap, and now we have a brand new helmet design here, which is the thickest yet. It's the most durable, and it looks a lot like the original. We get, of course, 2 red guys and 2 white guys, which is accurate to the original set. You can get these white guys already in Benny's Space Squad, but these new red minifigures are brand new for this set. These guys are awesome. I love the addition of these figures. I could have asked for a more diverse color selection here, but this is accurate to the original Galaxy Explorer, so I understand why they only did 2 colors here. But yep, that's a quick look at the minifigures. Let's get on to the overview. Alright, now, yeah, I'm sure you already know what I'm gonna say. This thing, to me personally, is an outstanding Lego set. I know I hold a lot of bias because I really love classic space, as a lot of you know, but this is just phenomenal. I could not be happier with this set. There's really not much that I could ask for here. What little complaints I have are really kind of nitpicky. That's why I didn't really include them, because there's not really much here I have to complain about, and what there is to complain about can easily be justified. Because this thing is only $100, which, compared to the other stuff on the market, is one of the better deals out there if you ask me personally. This is better than the Inquisitor Scythe. It hammers in the nails to the already sealed coffin of the Justifier. For me, this has more value than the Bad Batch shuttle, even than that AT-AT Walker that I got recently. This is my new favorite Lego set, and oh my gosh. It does a lot of the same magic that the 2020 AT-AT Walker did, but in a much stronger way. It reignites a lot of that child, that that childlike joy and childlike fascination for something, which is one of the reasons why I really like Lego, is it kind of helps me keep that little bit of my childhood, and this does that to such extreme degrees. It is such an awesome thing to look at. It's very colorful, you know, it's space, first of all. You know, I love sci-fi, as many of you know. It's a really wonderful thing. Huge props to the designers here. They knocked it out of the park. I mean, what a beautiful, beautiful Lego set here. So, yeah, I could sit here for hours and just ramble on about this thing over and over again. But yeah, I mean, I've never been happier to spend $100 on something. So, yep. If you enjoyed this review, hey, maybe consider leaving a like. And of course, maybe consider subscribing and maybe even checking out my Discord. There's currently, as the time of this recording, only one member. So if you want to join the conversation, maybe consider hopping on over there. I'm considering, you know, I've been posting some photos there, chatting with some people. The person over there I've been chatting with. So if you want to join in the conversation, have some fun over there, get a little bit more of a personal look on me, maybe consider hopping on over there. With that, everyone, I'm going to sign off now, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.